This is Matt for Boxing Social in association with William Hill and Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined, I think for the second time in person, by Macaulay McGowan. Macaulay, we were just chatting off camera. You were one of my first ever interviews, and it was a belter, I think, if I remember it rightly. How are we, pal?
Yeah, I remember that interview very well. The night before, I was like a lamb to slaughter. Okay. the night before I got slaughtered, but yeah, I think I meant...
Bay, wasn't it?
Yeah, Turson Bay. I think I said that Deontay Wilder was on illegal substances and not performance-enhancing ones either. But yeah, I feel great. Yeah, Joe's here now. Yeah, now I feel good. Feel great.
Fighting in Paris, have gloves will travel. Looking forward to experiencing, a fight night here in Paris. Obviously, as a boxer and amateurs, I'm sure you probably have travelled a bit and been around for sparring or whatever, but something different.
It's great, isn't it, to get on a plane and box? Of course it is. It's one to tell the kids and all that rubbish, but I'm here to do a job and I'm here to win, most importantly. Paris at the moment seems pretty grey. Like, it's just dead grey. Like, you get here and it's just grey, and I'm just like, all right. And I think I remember someone saying that when you do see the Eiffel Tower, it's dead underwhelming. So I'm not too what to expect. If I win, I hope to win. Yeah, I think I'll enjoy it more the next day.
Absolutely. Fahad Sah, have you pronounced his name with no disrespect? How much do you know about him? And you just mentioned there, you're coming to win. Whether you're the away fighter in anyone's eyes or not, you're coming here to win. This isn't a case of you just coming and ticking over and having a move round. It's going to be a competitive fight, and you believe in your heart you're going to win.
Honestly, I've never been more confident in going into one of these tough fights that I've had that I'm going to win. I just feel like there's a lot of vulnerabilities in him. At the weigh-in today, I just felt like he's a bit laughing and joking. I think he thinks like I'm here to just play the game, play the script, but I've never been about that anyway. Even when I've took fights at short notice or under circumstances that weren't in my favour, I still always believed I was going to win somehow. Yeah. Even when I'm taking a lashing, I still believe. That's why I stick it out, because I just think, well, Mickey Ward, he landed a body shot against the Mexican that was doing him over. Anything can happen, so I just always believe in my heart of hearts that I am going to win. But the way I prepared and the way I've approached this fight, I'm more confident than ever.
You mentioned preparation. Obviously, you've got one of the best trainers in the game. I think still for some reason I think he's underrated in Joe Gallagher. Remarkable work over the years with the Smith brothers. And when you look at what he's doing with Natasha Jonas now, and she's finally getting the accolades that her talent deserved. Do you put a lot of your sort of motivation and your fighting spirit down to the work you do with him in the gym?
Yeah, I simply wouldn't be here, not through managerial reasons. I just wouldn't probably be boxing the way I am if it weren't for Joe. Like you say, he probably don't get the credit that he deserves, and I don't think he ever will. It'd just be one of those that eventually, when he's done retiring, he'll go, wow, weren't he a good flipping trainer? Yeah. And that's just the way it is sometimes with people who are consistently good at what they do. But yeah, mindset, training with the people that I train with, just everything. It's like there's been a whole a rehaul of the way I approach things, the way I train, the way I approach these fights. Like I've said in the past, if I were coming over here with someone else, as a last-minute job, I'll go and be the joker, I'll go and be the idiot, and maybe it might be a bit funny, and I'll get paid, and these things can get into your head, especially if you're like me, you've had a few losses, but I believe I've got the best years of my career ahead of me, and I think it starts tomorrow night.
You've had a lot of experience as well, and you look at the people you've been in with, I said Kieran Conway, Turnsabay, you've had them experiences as well let's face it, at a higher level than maybe what's coming on Saturday night. But like I said, you'll treat that as this is a world title fight and the best possible version of him that'll come in. The Man City playing this weekend, you ain't going to get distracted, are you? We've all seen that clip of you going, I was City getting on, you're in the middle of a fight. Yeah, that's not going to be a problem, is it? Because you boys will be all right, won't you?
If you got Forest, is it? I'm not sure. I think we kick off at 5:30, so judging time-wise, might have just finished by the time I'm getting in the ring. So yeah, I think Joe would slap me if that happened. So
What's the goal for you in boxing now? You clearly love it. You can tell that, like I said, the way you're speaking to me now, this ain't a joke for you. You're a nice lad. You have got that personality of, you know what, yeah, I'll have the crack, but ultimately you do want to achieve stuff. What will be an achievement for you in boxing? What have you got your eyes set on?
You know what? It's a funny one. I want to be British champion. I want to give it my best to be that. And people say, well, you know, early on in your career, you know, you always talked about like maybe one day being a world champion and stuff. But I just said that because that's what boxers are supposed to say. But I can honestly say to you now, all throughout my life, all through being a kid as an amateur, when I was an amateur, all I ever wanted to do was just win a national title. Honestly, it was like my life's work. I won a national title, I got the England vest, and I could box and on the local regional shows in my white England vest, and it was the best feeling ever. But I never dreamed of being a world champion. I never wanted to be like any boxer that was coming through. I never wanted to be him. But I was inspired by seeing that Andy Morris. I think I seen him. I seen him at a women's show for me. I did British title and a British belt. It was wonderful. Before that, it's actually Joe Gallagher. He actually arranged for, I think it was David Barnes to come to Jimmy Egan's with the British belt, and that inspired that. It's always been about the British title for me, and in the past you might say, oh yeah, world champion, because everyone else around me saying it, but as I've got older, I've realised my goal was, yeah, it would lovely to win a world title money and stuff, but it's always just been about the glory of being a British champion for me. And as an amateur, being a national champion was a major thing, being the best in England and trying to be the best in Great Britain. So to be British champion as a professional, no one can ever take that away from you. Money can't buy that. The British titles can't be bought. Like some world titles can be bought. So British title, you're legitimate. So that's my aim.
We've seen it over the years with world titles, and you somehow think, how has this fight managed to come together? And it may be for even a vacant belt, but with the British, you know, it's been a hard slog, or you've just blasted your through and you've got this ultimate talent that can't be beat. But 9 times out of 10, it's a tough old road to get to these belts. What would it mean to you for one day to be standing in that ring with that British title? Would that be, I don't want to say that'll be on mountaintop, because if you hit a British, I imagine your brain will go, right, I want more, because everyone does, but what would that mean to you?
Yeah, well, I mean, everything just be a lifetime of work, of ups and downs and trials and tribulation in the ring, outside the ring. So of course it'd be like, don't know, we kind of give a message to my kids, the kids around Wimenshaw, just everyone, like, just keep going. And you know, they might look at the world champions and think, well, I want to be like that, I want to be a YouTuber with millions of followers, but I'm just a hard-working person who's got this dream, and I just follow it no matter what. Like, even throughout all the bad times, I'm still doing it. Like, outside the ring, there's been some horrendous times, but I never stopped like thinking of boxing. And I might give across that sometimes, oh, boxing don't mean that much to me and all that. And my wife sits at home like, oh my God, why does he come across that way? Like, she's there like having to put me with my diet in, stressing about not sparring good, not doing this good, not doing that good, this isn't going well. And then I'll go on interview and I'll make out like don't mean anything to me, which in the grand scheme of life, yeah, boxing probably is a minuscule compared to me kids and stuff, but
compared to kids,
of course, but to my purpose and what I want to do, no one can tell me what's my purpose in life or what should mean to me, and love it or hate it, unfortunately boxing just means this much to me, and I'm going with it and I'm giving it me all.
What do your kids make of your boxing? Because we speak to a lot of boxers, and obviously we always ask, would you let your kids fight and things like that? Some say yes, and some say, I'm doing this so they don't bloody well after. But what do you, when you come home from a fight and obviously your kids see your face and it's marked up, is it something they're used to? Is it having an effect on you? What's it like being a dad, but also being like a warrior and fighting and coming home and, you know, maybe having that moment with him where they go, look, Daddy is okay, this is just what he has to do.
Yeah. It's a crazy one, being a dad, being a boxer. They don't care sometimes, they just don't care. Honestly, like, I'll tell you this now, I can come home with saying I've boxed, I'm doing this, look at Daddy on the TV, and they might find it pretty funny, or they might think, wow. But they don't care. I come home with a work van once, I parked it up outside, right? And they were at the window, they go, hey, Daddy's brought the work van home, oh my days. I thought, yeah, I bring a van home, and they can't believe it. They give me motivation, yeah. When times are hard, I think, am I doing it for them? No, because I didn't have kids when I was 9. I didn't have kids when I was 8.
Yeah.
Do they add to motivation when times get hard? Of course they do. Like, you don't want to be hurt. You want to come out the ring safe, so you got to train. You need to train hard. But yeah, my daughter, she's great. My daughter's the best. Like, my son's still like, he's free and he don't.
He's got time.
Yeah, he's got time, and it's funny you should say that because my son actually suffered a brain injury at birth. So for a while, that did affect me. I was like, I'm getting in the ring, thinking, yeah, I'm getting punched in the head. So that was a battle I had to come to terms with. Yeah, yeah. So
How do you process that being? Because you'd think life's weird. Because if you like say you do this for real, like there's head guards in the gym, whatever, sparring, we can't all have a move around. But when it goes down on fight night, the head guards are removed, the small gloves come on, and it's serious business. One shot can change your whole life. How do you sort of fathom dealing with that news with someone who's not been in the ring for however many times you have? And you know, did it almost change your perspective on what you're doing and think, I'm doing this and potentially risking that? Like, is that all that play a part in you? If you want to talk about it, by the way.
yeah, no, yeah, of course, yeah. So when we did our first interview, when I was boxing in Thurston Bay, my son was 10 months old at this point, but it was like a hellish 10 months. And then I took the week's notice 4 weeks later to box Conway, and you might think, well, that's stupid. Yeah, because I didn't care about boxing. So the person that you did see, I didn't care. My son had suffered a brain injury. We didn't know he was going to be severely disabled, going to walk, going to talk, going to do all these things. So I don't know. It's like getting in the ring. I don't know. It's like a paradox. Like I'm battling with the fact that my son's got a brain injury, never boxed in his life, and I'm thinking I'm getting in the ring willingly knowing that I can get a brain injury from what I'm doing. So it did take a while, and I kind of come to the conclusion I don't give a shit. Like it is what it is, and that's probably why people did see me like saying, "Oh, don't care about boxing and all that." Probably weren't head fully on it. I was just like kind of half looking for a way out of boxing myself, even though I love this sport. I was thinking again, do I really want to carry on? But I've come to grips with it, and by the grace of God or whatever's out there, my son ended up making great progress, and he's like any other little child. So it's madness. It is.
And ultimately, when we talk about the importance of things, boxing, which obviously means a lot because it's your life's work, you swap it all to make sure your family is healthy and stuff like that always comes first. Well, look, Macaulay, I think I speak for me, everyone else in the UK who wants you to do the business this Saturday. So good luck with foreign land. We wish you all the best, and let's go, brother.
Mate, been a great time speaking to you. Yeah, let's do it, man. Fucking let's go, baby. Top man, Matt.